All right, ladies and gentlemen, are we excited to be on a Tuesday night? That's what I like to hear. I say I love doing comedy. I get to go all over the place doing this. The only downside to doing comedy is unless you're gigging in your hometown, you usually have to be at the venue at half past 7, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And on days like that, you don't get the chance to have what I would call a proper dinner. And that was the case today. Before I came here, I ate a 99 pence microwavable burrito. And then got in a taxi for 20 minutes to a train station where I got on a train for an hour. And then I walked here from the train station. So by the time I got here, I think it's fair to say that fucking burrito's kicked in. So I ran straight to the bathroom. So I desperately needed a line of Coke. Do you know what I mean? Just take the edge off. Now, I meant to got a taxi earlier. I actually got an Uber. And when I got in the Uber, the driver turned to me and went, "Do you know what, mate? I almost didn't accept this ride based on your score." I thought, fucking hell, what's going on here? Got my phone out, got the app up, checked my score. 3.68 stars. As a passenger. I thought, what the fuck's going on here? Check my history. Turns out in the last month I received 3 1-star ratings from drivers. And when they leave you a score that low, they have to leave a comment as to why. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you what my comment said. And you guys try to guess how sober I was for any of these trips. Comment number 1, he kept challenging me to a rap battle. Comment number 2, he kept calling me a pussy because I wouldn't race other Uber drivers. And comment number 3, he tried to do a runner from a prepaid taxi. That's the sort of guy I am, apparently. Now, I've had a bit of a weird week. The other day I went to the STD clinic. Give me a cheer if you've been. All right. Good for whoever cheered. So to the rest of the liars in the room, the STD clinic's a bit of a weird place. When you get in there, a nurse will invite you into her office and ask a bunch of embarrassing and personal questions. Question 1, Mike, when was the last time you had sex? I said 3 days ago. She said, did that include oral sex? And I went, you're fucking right it did. And I can tell she wasn't amused by my answer. 1, by her stern face. And 2, by how long it took her to return my high five. And the last thing they ask you in this sort of place, she went, Mike, have you ever had sex with someone from outside of Europe? I said, yes. She went, okay, what country were they from? I said, Britain. Thank you, sir, for giving the STD joke the clap. That's greatly appreciated. All right, so we're heating with the big news, ladies and gentlemen. Got myself a girlfriend? Yeah, I mean, that's more enthusiasm than she shows about it. But thank you very much. I'm in what's called a mixed race relationship. And people sometimes ask me, Mike, being in a mixed race relationship, is that any different to being in a relationship with someone from the same race as yourself? And the answer is no. We argue over the same bullshit that everyone else does. Like, Mike, pick up your socks. Mike, it's your turn to cook. Mike, why are you on Tinder? Do you know what I mean? The same shit we all argue over. Right, I'll tell you my situation. My girlfriend, she's initially from India. She grew up there for the first 30 years of her life, moved here 2 years ago. We've been together for 1 year, which means in the last 12 months, I have watched more Bollywood movies than the previous 35 years of my life combined. Now, if you've never seen a Bollywood movie before, don't worry. I'm going to tell you how all of them go. What happens? Man meets woman. They fall in love. One of their parents has a problem with it. There's a 25-minute dance sequence. And then they get married anyway. And it's the same storyline, regardless of genre. It could be a rom-com, a horror film, porn, doesn't matter. Right? And because she grew up exclusively on Bollywood films, it meant she'd never seen a Hollywood film before. Western cinema. And I thought, what would be a good first film to introduce someone to Hollywood? And I chose the film Titanic. So I thought that film's got a bit of everything. Drama, tragedy, tits. Again, what more do you want? So we sat down, we watched the film, and afterwards I turned to her, I said, so what do you think of the film? She went, Mike, I thought that film was amazing, but I did not see that twist coming. I went, what twist? She went, the fucking ship sank, Mike. Where did that come from? She thought it was a rom-com on a boat. She said to me recently, she went, Mike, do you want to do a bit of role play in the bedroom? And I was like, absolutely. And she went, okay. Now, every time it's her turn to pick the scenario, she always picks a situation where she gets to shout at me. And I feel like that's what she's in it for now. Like, she'd be like, how about tonight? I'll be the boss. And you can be the employee. Who does nothing right! Now, I'm not going to ask who in the room's done role play before. But I bet if you have, after the role play, you got to have sex. And did not have to fill in 3 separate forms acknowledging that your probationary period's being extended. It's gotten to the point now where she said, Mike, how about tonight I bring a friend into the bedroom? I'm no longer thinking, oi oi threesome. I'm thinking, oh no. HR's getting involved. I tried to mix it up, ladies and gentlemen. I said, how about tonight I'll be the doctor and you can be the nurse? And she went, Mike, if my sexual fantasy was to sleep with a doctor, I would have fucking stayed in India. You know, last year was a big year for me, ladies and gentlemen. Last year I turned 35. Woo! Oh yes, and on my 35th birthday, Facebook sent me a notification. It went, hey Mike, here's something you put on Facebook when you were 19. So I thought, right, let's see what this guy has to say for himself. 19-year-old me had written a list. Things I want to accomplish by the time I'm in my 30s. So I thought, right, let's see how close I came to accomplishing 19-year-old me's dreams. First thing you put, own my own house. Bless him. Second thing you put, have a job that pays at least 100 grand a year. Not with the grades he got in school. This is the same guy who thought it was funny that his GCSE results spelled out the word fudge. This is the same guy in his first day of work experience on a builder's site spent an hour and a half trying to find a fallopian tube. This is the same guy during biology in school when the teacher said, does anyone know what a cervix is? Put his hand up and said, is that what Jesus died on? He wasn't a bright kid. So to celebrate turning 35, ladies and gentlemen, I went on holiday! Yay! With my mum. Yay! Yeah, me and my mum, we went to Spain for 2 weeks. And about 9 days in, my mum started getting cocky. She wanted to order her food in Spanish. We were in Benidorm, ladies and gentlemen. No fucking need for it. She went, Mike, how'd you order a chicken sandwich in Spanish? Now, for those of you who don't speak Spanish in the room, the Spanish for chicken is pollo. And the Spanish for penis is polla. And ladies and gentlemen, I saw an opportunity to stitch my mum right up. The waiter came over, said, what would you like to eat? And with all the confidence in the world, my mum turns to him and says, Hola. Uno polla sandwich, por favor. The waiter started laughing. He looks at me, I'm pissing myself. And out of nowhere, my mum just goes, Grande! And do you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Pedro's been a pretty good stepdad so far. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Franklin, you guys been absolutely amazing.